really do much, and did a few small cameos here and there. I think, a year. Why, hello there YouTube, and welcome back to 31. So we're on day 4 now, and it is also the 4th day of Cushing Lee Week, and today I'm reviewing The Resident. So this one is, it stars Hilary Swank and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but it does feature Christopher Lee in a small role. Now, I did say, as long as, one of the two are featured in these movies or they have a supporting role, whatever, I consider it, I count it. So this one, follows Hilary Swank, who plays a doctor named, an OR doctor called Juliet, who has a rough divorce with her husband who cheated on her, and then, she gets, she meets this guy named Max, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and they have like a one-night stand and that, and then he offers her an apartment that is cheaper that she can move into as a tenant, and then next thing he gains a dark obsession over her, because he builds the apartment with hidden compartments where he can spy on her, including a two-way mirror, and see what she does, and things get creepy and stalkerish from there. And also he's looking after his father, Christopher Lee, who is like on his deathbed, and he has a small part in it, as I said already. So yeah, that's the story there. What did I like about this? Well, despite this being produced by Hammer Studios, and it's also, I'd say it's a psychological psychological thriller more than it is horror, but it definitely has those horror vibes about it, and it even features, one of the biggest, one of the oldest horror icons that were alive at the time, Christopher Lee. Now, Christopher Lee didn't have much screen time in it, and don't forget though, this film came out in 2011. This is like the only film in this week that is actually of this century. So don't forget, Christopher Lee was 89 at that time. So he was really old and couldn't really do much, and did a few small cameos here and there. I think, a year later in 2012, he briefly cameoed in the Tim Burton directed Dark Shadows, and I don't know if he did anything else after that, but the guy was old and he weren't, I think you could see he was wearing out. But it was nice to see him in a small part. But of course, the whole focus goes to Hilary Swank and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Now, this year was around the time Jeffrey Dean Morgan was doing Supernatural before The Walking Dead, and Hilary Swank, she was like a big Hollywood actress that was known for things at times. She actually did make a brief appearance in a horror movie, which we will be reviewing next week in our 90s week. But yeah, I thought she did a great performance playing Juliet, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan as the antagonist. He just his character Max just did creepy stalkerish things that a stalker would do, and spikes her drinks and takes advantage of her while she's drugged up and stuff. Yeah, quite the stalkerish vibe. And I do like that they went with like this whole like he's modified the apartment so he could like hide in the walls and spy on her, because Hilary Swank's character Juliet does get that impression that she is being watched, like she's not alone, and she is very right to assume so. And yeah, the fact that also she gets like the apartment on the cheap as well, and he spies on her when she's like, there's like one scene where she actually sleeps with her husband or ex-husband again, and he spies on her because she still has feelings for him. And there's where she's in the bath, and in the end she works this out, and they have this sprawl and everything. He finds out he's killed her ex-husband and stuff. Yeah, but also this is pretty much the whole stalker thriller film, where the antagonist gains a dark obsession over our protagonist, and at first she's unaware, but then it all comes to like a psychological brawl at the end, which again, the stalker subgenre, if you can call it that, the stalker movie kind, always ends where it comes into some psychologicalness, and things like that can be unsettling. And what makes this sort of films unnerving is stuff like this can actually happen. People do get stalked, people do have dark obsessions over other people and that, and just when you think it's a movie, stuff like this could always happen, and that's what makes it creepy and terrifying. But anyway, I thought this was a decent one. Like I say, Christopher Lee didn't appear, had a very, mild part in it, but still, it was good to see him in it. Probably one of his final supporting roles, to my knowing. Because, like I said, he was 89, pushing 90 at that time. And the guy's a war hero too. And also met, is it J.R.R. Tolkien? The Lord of the Rings guy who wrote the books. The only cast member from that franchise to have met the creator. Anyway, yes, The Resident. What am I going to rate this one? I'll probably give this. I mean, it kept me watching. It was about an hour. Was it an hour and a half long? Yeah, it was under 2 hours. It kept me watching. It kept me like thinking, that's creepy. I'll give it 3.5 stabs out of 5. 3.5 stabs out of 5 for The Resident. So there you go. There is my review for that one. Have you seen it? Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell and to share with your friends. I've been Red and Ross. This has been 31 day 4. And I'll see you tomorrow for some more 31, where we're on our penultimate day of Cushing and Lee Week. So yeah, that's it for today. So, oh, and before I go, I'm not the only one doing this. There's many others out there in this horror community that are doing the 31 day challenge. I'm assuming the 13th Wolfman's doing it, right now, but he does it there and then on the day. I like to pre-record mine a month in advance throughout September, so I'm ready for October with 31. Anyway, yeah, and also Tony Has 9 Fingers, retro horror. All them guys are in on it too. So yeah, that's it for this one, and I will see you all tomorrow. So until next time, don't have nightmares.